Welcome to DynamicsCon, a virtual event for the community by the community. My name is Kristen Hosman, and I'm a Dynamics 365 Business Central Senior Consultant at Boyer & Associates and a newly awarded Microsoft MVP for Business Applications. I'm looking forward to sharing how to personalize Dynamics 365 Business Central. Today, we are going to learn how to customize profiles and personalize your BC environment to make your everyday job easier. We're going to accomplish this by learning how to personalize your workspace, how to remove personalizations, and I'll touch on personalizing profile roles and how to customize them. You can personalize your workspace to suit your work and preferences by changing pages so that they display only the information you need where you need it. The personalization changes that you make will only affect what you see, not what others see. You can personalize all types of pages, including the Role Center page. Depending on the type of page and what it includes, you can make various changes such as move or hide fields, columns, actions, and entire parts, including adding new fields. Most personalizations must be done first by activating the personalizing banner, but very simple adjustments such as column widths can be performed immediately on any list. Users are able to clear personalizations that they've added as well throughout the system. The system has 4 different options that you can clear. You can clear the navigation menu, actions on the window. You can clear out any fields, columns, and parts that you have removed or added, or you can clear everything. By clearing everything, you're going to set the system back to how it was at the beginning of the implementation, so really out of the box settings. You can also personalize Business Central by changing the notifications. Here's an example of one that people tell me they hate getting. Have you ever had to post an invoice, purchase invoice or a sales invoice, and you get that pesky message saying that the invoice is posted, but the system wants to know if you want to view the posted invoice as well? You can actually turn that off just by going into your settings, clicking on notifications, and then on checking the enabled button shown in the window. We're also going to talk about profile roles. Administrators can customize pages for a profile according to the related business role or department. For example, all the users that are assigned to a specific profile will see the customized page layout. The administrator customizes the pages by using the same functionality as users do when they personalize their pages. Keep in mind that administrators can also override or disable user personalizations, and they can define which features are even available for users to see in all or specific companies. All right, let's dive into the system for a demo. So let's jump into Business Central and let's look at how a user can personalize their personal environment. I'm going to come up here to settings and I'm going to click on personalize. From here, the personalizing banner is going to show gray up in the top of the window. I can see here that it's active. I have an add field button, a clear personalization button, and a done button. I'm going to go ahead and show you how you can remove some things on the window that don't pertain to you. Once you start hovering over some of these fields and these cues down here, you're going to see these little red carrots. And let's just say that sales quotes doesn't pertain to you, so you want to hide that section. You can go ahead and click on there and then say hide. There's also a move button where you can drag and drop where you want it to show within that section. So you can move things around as well. You can get rid of full sections. So if I come down here and self-service timesheets doesn't pertain to me at all, I can actually hide this whole section so that I don't have to see it again. Same with Power BI reports. If we're not using those, go ahead and hide those. And report inbox. I personally like to personalize Business Central because I want to get rid of a lot of the noise and things that don't pertain to what I'm doing. So I like to take the time to actually personalize it one time, and then that personalization actually follows you within other companies that you have set up in Business Central as well. One of the nice things about this is you can actually clear the personalization as well. So if you do something and you're like, I really want to have it go back to the way it was originally, or you took something off and you weren't sure what it was and you can't figure out how to add it back on, you can clear personalizations as well. So you can clear only actions, only fields, columns, and parts, or all. If I go ahead and click all, you're going to see that everything comes back the way it was before I hit it. And I can scroll down and I can see it, self-service, Power BI reports, they're there as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and hide these, and I'll show you how to add things back to the system as well without having to clear it, because I would really hate for you to go through and modify a ton of stuff and then need one thing back and have to clear everything and do it all over again. So if that happens for you, go ahead and click Add Field, and now you can actually see things here that you can add back to the screen. So for this window, it's actually really nice because these things are grayed out. But if I was in another window, sales invoice, for example, things don't show like this. So I want to show you an example of that. I can go ahead here and I can say show again on this one. I'm going to go ahead and click done. And now you can see that it is now modified the way I want to see it. So let me show you how to personalize your user experience within Business Central. Let's take the sales invoice, for example. Within this window, there may be some fields that you see that don't pertain to you, or maybe there's some fields that you actually want to see that are hidden on the window today. Once you have the window open, go ahead and go up to the settings and click Personalize. This is going to open up the Personalizing banner. From here, you know that you are now in personalized mode because everything has a red circle around it, a red box, or when you hover over it, you see a red caret off to the side. What's really cool about this is you can now move things to different areas of the page if you don't like where it is. You can also hide things in here. So if you don't want to see the country code in here, you can actually hide that. You can come over to your reference if it doesn't pertain to you, and you can hide that as well. So that's just some ways you can move things and hide things. Now, if you want to add things to this window, you can do that as well. Go ahead and click on the plus field button up on the banner. It's going to open up another window off to the right. It's called an add field to page window. So if there's something that you're not seeing in this window that you want to see and it's part of that table, you can simply come in here, add the field by dragging and dropping it. So in this case, we want to see the salesperson's code right on this sales invoice. Make sure it's correct visually, maybe before we invoice that customer, something like that. The other thing is down here in the line section, once you hover over it, it's going to activate that section. So if I click on it, now the add fields to page actually just refreshed, and I have quite a few options here that I can add if I want to. So in this case, the unit of measure needs to be added. So I can just drag and drop that. I can also move fields around in here just by clicking on them and actually dragging them where I want them as well. So this is one way to personalize your Business Central environment. Keep in mind that you can personalize almost any window within Business Central. My recommendation is to actually go to that window before clicking Personalize, so that it opens up in that window properly. And then keep in mind that any personalizations that you do on your environment, that will not show for other users as well. I'm going to go ahead and click done here. One of the things I get asked all the time is, how do I get rid of that pesky pop-up that tells me that the invoice has been posted? Do I want to open the posted invoice? You can simply come into the My Notifications, and you can actually unenable that message from popping up just by clicking that. There's several other notifications throughout the system that you can actually disable as well. So go through and check on and see if any of these other ones are going to help you and your experience in Business Central. The last thing I want to talk about is the profile roles. So within the My Settings window, you can see that I'm assigned the business manager role. Now this dictates what my homepage looks like. So this landing page behind this window here is my homepage. So this will dictate what kind of links are on there, what it looks like, what information I can see. For example, if I go ahead and change that to, let's say, team member, and I go ahead and click OK, Business Central is going to refresh, it's going to reload, but it's going to look way different. This is going to be showing me things that are going to pertain to me if I was actually a team member within the company. A team member being maybe someone who just needs to clock in and clock out, something like that. So we can see that there is some self-service timesheets in here. So this is what that user would see. Now I do get asked, is there a way for me to personalize Business Central one time and actually share that with other users within my company? And the answer used to be no, but more recently, Microsoft has actually given you the capability of customizing what they call profile roles. From there, users can actually assign themselves to that role, and then they would get those customizations automatically. They wouldn't have to personalize their own environment. So let's just jump into that and take a look at how to set that up. So I'm going to come up here to the tell me what you want to do, and I'm going to open up the profile roles window. From here, I can see all these profile roles that were created really out of the box. These shipped with Business Central. I can see here that there is a user created one, but the ones that are that say base application are ones that actually ship with the system. So for example, let's go back to Business Manager, and let's say there were some things on the homepage that just doesn't pertain to my company. And I don't want anyone to see it because I don't want them getting confused about what it is or what it means. So I can actually come into this Business Manager role, and I can click on Customize Pages, and I can remove that at an administrator level. And then anybody who has that role assigned will see those updates automatically next time they log into Business Central. So let's go ahead and personalize the Business Manager role. So let's say that our company really doesn't care to see the setup guide topics anymore. We've been using Business Central for several months now, and this just doesn't pertain to us anymore. Maybe we're not using self-service section, the self-service module either, so we don't need the timesheet. So I'm going to go ahead and hide that as well. We definitely don't need the report inbox for our company either. And if you're using Power BI reports, definitely keep that. But for this example, this company is not going to use them. So once you have this configured the way you want it to be, you can click Done. You're going to get a message saying that it was completed successfully and that you can close the tab. Go back into the other tab here for the profile role for Business Manager, and we can see that nothing's really changed, but we know it actually did save it via that last message that we reviewed. I'm going to go ahead and close this window and go back to the home page. And now we can see that once we go into Business Manager, that it's going to look a little bit different from what it normally looked like, right? Because we actually customized it, right? So let's go into the Business Manager. It is going to refresh for you. Now, if I go ahead and scroll down, we're going to see that the self-service, the Power BI, the report section is now gone. So that's how you can customize a profile role at an administrative level and actually roll it out to users within the company. The other really cool thing here is you can actually copy a profile role as well. So if it's a lot of customizations that you need to have done, maybe for a specific group in the company, you can come into the Business Manager role and you can actually copy the profile and you can name it whatever you want. So if it's for accounting or accounts payable, maybe that you're modifying it for, just name it, whatever you need it to be named, and then you can customize that as well. To make these active, you're just going to click that enable button in here. That then enables it to show up within the Role Explorer. So you can go ahead and show in Role Explorer. And then use as default profile or disable personalization. These are all things that your administrator can handle as well. And then if you do need to clear all the customizations that you did within that role, you can do that just the click of a button as well. I hope you learned something today attending my session. Thank you for attending DynamicsCon. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out via LinkedIn. Otherwise, see you at the next one.